good. That's good. So if I got out of here a little early, it's probably a good thing.
That's right. All right. So Rev Wayne Stills, this mic is all yours.
Hey everyone, how's it going? What's happening? River Wayne Stills here. It's River Wayne Stills here. Mirrors everywhere on ACIM Gather. ACIM Gather at us.us. That us. And it's good to be here. And we'll just keep going ahead. We'll share the sound here. And so I can do my thing. There we go. And all right. Nice for me. Helps me kind of move myself into the morning. And well, it's in the morning anymore. Once again, my many time I've social vision, and I live in my own little bubble all the time. Yeah. Sorry, I'm all the problem with time. I don't care. Anyhow, today's lesson 19. Lesson 19. It's similar to yesterday's lesson. I am not alone. That's all the same way. I am not alone. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. And today we weren't alone in experiencing the effects of our seeing. Moving a little deeper where it all began. Begins with my thoughts. In the text, of course, starting from miracles as true, miracles as true perception. Miracles as true perception. Miracles as true perception. Miracles as true perception. Miracles as correct. Miracles is the correct way of seeing things. It means when we see things correctly, it's a miracle. Humbling. Most of the time, we don't see things correctly. If it's a miracle, when we do, it's a miracle. All right. Let's see, you can't do it.
Starting from miracles as true perception, we glimpse a decisive claim: perception is either true or distorted.
That's too fast. So, yeah, what's the name for this person? You should give him a word. Your neighbor, what are the suggestions?
One, true perception as the foundation for collective experience. 2, from correction of vision to the practice of thought.
Troubles here again, I'm sorry. That's the fact I can't see.
Starting from miracles as true perception, we glimpse a decisive claim. Perception is either true or distorted, and true perception arises when the mind relinquishes separation and aligns with universal truth. This foreground sets a lens through which Lesson 19 can be read with fresh emphasis, highlighting how the everyday mind learns to see differently through a disciplined practice. 1. True perception as the foundation for collective experience. Miracle.
We're experiencing difficulties here, Jay, guys. Lucky for you, we have somebody here who doesn't really care that much. Just enough to make me say, oh, there it does. But I do have Jim sitting by him. This is going on. I can fix the problem there. There's also a listen. Listen. Happened yesterday too. I think the guy wants us to go backwards.
Lesson 19. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. The idea for today is obviously the reason why your seeing does not affect you alone. You will notice that at times the ideas related to thinking precede those related to perceiving, while at other times the order is reversed. The reason is that the order does not matter. Thinking and its results are really simultaneous, for cause and effect are never separate. Today we are again emphasizing the fact that minds are joined. This is rarely a wholly welcome idea at first, since it seems to carry with it an enormous sense of responsibility and may even be regarded as an invasion of privacy. Yet it is a fact that there are no private thoughts. Despite your initial resistance to this idea, you will yet understand that it must be true if salvation is possible at all. And salvation must be possible because it is the will of God. The minute or so of mind searching which today's exercises require is to be undertaken with eyes closed. The idea for today is to be repeated first, and then the mind should be carefully searched for the thoughts it contains at that time. As you consider each one, name it in terms of the central person or theme it contains, and holding it in your mind as you do so, say, I am not alone in experiencing the effects of this thought about blank. The requirement of as much indiscriminateness as possible in selecting subjects for the practice periods should be quite familiar to you by now, and will no longer be repeated each day, although it will occasionally be included as a reminder. Do not forget, however, that random selection of subjects for all practice periods remains essential throughout. Lack of order in this connection will ultimately make the recognition of lack of order in miracles meaningful to you. Apart from the as-needed application of today's idea, at least 3 practice periods are required shortening the length of time involved if necessary. Do not attempt more than 4.
Okay. Feeding so slowly. There's your lesson. Today we'll take a break from the text today. Just I'm experiencing operational the difficulties over there, so it's okay though. The lesson is beautiful. The lesson is beautiful. Cool. I know already got to the end of here. Kill some time here so we can get to the right place. There. I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. All right. Another way of saying I'm not alone, period. I'm never alone. The pictures that we have of all the thoughts and pictures and judgments that we make, there's more implications. So a lot of stuff that we can be concerned about, but not really. We made so the whole thing. All we have to really do is choose Christ, choose love, choose to be helpful. There's not much else we can do.
Lesson 19. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. The idea for today is obviously the reason why your seeing does not affect you alone. You will notice that at times the ideas related to thinking precede those related to perceiving, while at other times the order is reversed. The reason is that the order does not matter. Thinking and its results are really simultaneous, for cause and effect are never separate. Today we are again emphasizing the fact that minds are joined. This is rarely a wholly welcome idea at first, since it seems to carry with it an enormous sense of responsibility and may even be regarded as an invasion of privacy.
Always wondered about that. I mean, aren't your thoughts your own? You're walking down the street and somebody can read your mind. So someone's reading your mind? Really? I mean, if you wear your dress and your outfits, you know people see your outfits. You know people see your clothing. And they see the way that you walk. And they hear the way you talk. But you assume there's an expectation of privacy right in your mind. I told that to somebody once, a therapist I had, and he laughed. He was a spiritual psychotherapist, so he was really into reincarnation and therapy, telepathy, and this sort of thing. And he laughed at the idea that I should be more about privacy. But privacy is always an issue in this country, so I was concerned. I wasn't concerned about it. I was interested in the idea that how is that an issue for anybody ever? I remember I go to a Star Trek where the ship, everyone on the ship, all the intelligence of everyone on the ship, of all the people on the ship, sort of went into this capsule. The capsule became a life form on its own. and all the intelligence of the humans on that ship were in that life form, and they decided to let it live, and went on, and the captain said maybe if we trust ourselves as human race, then that life form will be good, and we can trust it. Trust. Choose trust over mistrust, over fear. I can talk. I can talk forever here. I know.
Lesson
The
19.
wrong button. That's all right.
I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. The idea for today is obviously the reason why your seeing does not affect you alone. You will notice that at times the ideas related to thinking precede those related to perceiving, while at other times the order is reversed. The reason is that the order does not matter. Thinking and its results are really simultaneous, for cause and effect are never separate. Today,
I love that. Cause and effect never separate. It makes sense because it's almost like they're on they're almost like an invisible string almost. They happen at the same time. So it's just that one is seen first. One is experienced first. You can't have one without the other. Someone sees the heads first, but the tail's always there. Come on, it's always with it.
we are again emphasizing the fact that minds are joined. This is rarely a wholly welcome idea at first, since it seems to carry with it an enormous sense of responsibility and may even be regarded as an invasion of privacy. Yet it is a fact that there are no private thoughts. Despite your initial resistance to this idea, you will yet understand that it must be true if salvation is possible at all. And salvation must be possible because it is the will of God. The minute or so of mind-searching which today's exercises require is to be undertaken with eyes closed. The idea for today is to be repeated first, and then the mind should be carefully searched for the thoughts it contains at that time. As you consider each one, name it in terms of the central person or theme it contains, and holding it in your mind as you do so, say, I am not alone in experiencing the effects of this thought about blank. The requirement of as much indiscriminateness as possible in selecting subjects for the practice periods should be quite familiar to you by now, and will no longer be repeated each day, although it will occasionally be included as a reminder. Do not forget, however, that random selection of subjects for all practice periods remains essential throughout.
One of the ways best to do that is just when you feel it, you see something you want to do it, do it. You find yourself doing a lot of it in a row, including a whole bunch of things in a row. So that's okay. Consider that to be one of your instinctual reactions. Use that. All right, that's okay, and then stop it if you feel like stopping, or keep doing it if you feel like keep doing it. Whatever you want to do, do. Because your wants will be kind of wavy, and you'll just do. Then you'll be unpredictable in what you're doing, in terms of how you'll apply the exercise, and it won't, by definition, be patterned out. You won't actually be doing it ritualistically. Just follow your desires on this one. The desires, do the exercise, and let your desires be in. Let it take your desires where the exercise. Let the exercise take your desires where it wants to take them. It's safe. Give your desires over to the atonement. Give your desires over to Jesus, and then it's all good.
Lack of order in this connection will ultimately make the recognition of lack of order in miracles meaningful to you. Apart from the as-needed application of today's idea, at least 3 practice periods are required, shortening the length of time involved if necessary. Do not attempt more than 4.
Okay. As needed. One of the reasons why it's also good to know that, as needed here, it says, I am not alone in experiencing the effects of these thoughts. Know that you're not alone. I'm walking around sometimes, and one of them, if I'm walking too well, it's helpful to know that there's many others right now. I'm sort of in a place, I'm almost in an eternal place where others, right now, many others are not walking too well. And they're feeling the same way, and it's supporting me. But I can receive that vibe of people who put it out there. Help. I need that help too. And I put that help out there. And then they take it and put that help out there for me too. Even if they do it subconsciously. I'm not alone. The effects of my thinking is getting me into a place, into a jam. How many other people right now have into a jam because they're thinking? Hey, I'm not the first. Right now, many others we're talking about right now. How many other people right now are talking about with other people the jam that they have their thoughts in? I'm going to slower so make sure you get that. How many other people are talking right now to other people? How many other people right now are in a position? How many other people are right now in a position where they're teaching about the jam they have themselves in versus their thoughts? How many other people are right now doing exactly what I'm doing in the world? Probably millions and millions, hundreds, thousands. I mean, how many people right now are doing some very similar, or perhaps even the same thing in the cosmos? Let's face it, I'm not alone. I allow myself to experience the mammoth amount of people, the crazy amount of people in life, that is behind me. Not to mention people who have gone that you love, they're always with you as well. We all know that. Down deep, you feel that, but you always feel your ancestors' presence. Even if it's hard to admit that, sometimes you feel you're betraying your ancestors, betraying your parents or someone who's gone by saying they're still alive. Well, whatever. Down deep, you know they ain't alone. You know, if you don't know it, if you think you don't know it, you feel terrible. You feel bad. You're alone. You feel lonely. That feeling is a pain in your body. It's your emotional life saying, no, this is wrong. This is pain. This is your emotional life saying, no. It's not good for the humans to be alone. You need a helpmate. So you go out and find somebody. This is someone to talk to. And then if it's not, if you're alone, you're never really alone. I won't be talking to your ancestors out loud, but you can. But nevertheless, you're always the spirit is a self-aware consciousness. A self-aware consciousness. Christ's mind is self-aware. It's the mind of Christ that overcame death. It made his presence omnipresent, and anyone can access him by receiving this consciousness. All you do is open your heart and say, I want this consciousness for myself, and it's all yours. That's what it means to choose Christ. or you can choose the ego, which is a dead program, powerful program, but that's all it is. It's self-aware, but the program is pretending to be self-aware. It's programmed to sound like it's self-aware. You can call it synthetic life or artificial life. And if we understood that to the extent that we understand that, we can control it. We can't understand that until we choose Christ and learn how to control it in love. We learn how to move away from it. The spirit expand, transcend it. I think what I'll do is I'll just start reading a little bit through the text. I'll start reading through the text. What the heck, right? Miracles is true perception. Miracle Purdy once said that we as miracles just means you have a correct perception. It was so humbling when I heard that because it just means that we see things right. Most of the time, I guess we don't see things right at all. So when you do see something right, it's like, hey, yay, woohoo, it's a miracle, woohoo. I have stated, I have stated, basic concepts referred to in this course are not matters of degree. Certain fundamental concepts can not be understood in terms of opposites. It is impossible to conceive of light and darkness, or everything and nothing as joint possibilities. They are all true or false. It is essential that you realize that you realize your thinking will be erratic until a firm commitment to one or the other is made. All right, I'll make a commitment to darkness. No. Imagine if, I guess that's the dark side. A firm commitment to darkness or nothingness, however, is impossible. I'll say, there you go. No, can't do it. No, no one has ever lived who has not experienced some light and some light and something. No one, therefore, or something. So you can't say I'm experiencing nothing. Nothing is not there. There is no nothing. Nothing is nothing. Nothing there. So it has to be a thing. Nothing is nowhere. It is not real until it is total. The parties partly innocent are apt to be quite foolish at times. It is not until their innocence becomes a viewpoint with universal application that it becomes wisdom. Innocent or true perception means that you never misperceive and always see truly. More simply, it means that you never see what does not exist and always see what does. Now that's pretty heavy duty. It's not. This is a it's when you understand a law perfectly. It's a miracle that a little baby, when it goes away, can understand the law of mathematics. And most animals on this planet have no chance of doing that. They can function inside the laws, but if you say to them, what's four? They can only function instinctively inside the laws of physics. And even then, that's not necessarily what they're talking about here, because the more you understand the laws of math and physics, the more you understand the laws of the ego. The truth is, excuse me, the truth is exactly the opposite of the laws of physics. And that's what he was saying here. If you believe in the laws, the farcical laws of physics, the farcical laws of ego, the laws that couldn't possibly be, but they seem to be, you can't believe in the opposite, which is truth and reality. Where would these laws be? Where would these laws of chaos be? Where is sickness when everything is really health? When all there really is health. Health is the infinite reality. Wisdom is all there really is. This cosmos has no part of us. There's no part of this cosmos. There's no part of this universe. And that includes the part right here. I mean, you're part of nature. And nature is perfect. You're part of nature. You're not in nature any more than nature's in nature. No part of nature is in nature. The part of nature, you're a part of nature called humanity. You're the part of nature that speaks English or whatever language you speak. You're the part of nature with language that speaks words and thinks thoughts. That laughs as nature's a the insane animal. But nature's perfect. Nature is part of it's another way of saying God. It must be, but not the nature of destruction, not the roller coaster nature. All that is just stories. Stories of the students of Course in Miracles we're all quite, well, many of us are somewhat confused by. Do we have fun? Do we enjoy ourselves or not? There are those who would say there's schools of thought. Well, if you enjoy yourself, then you're just saying, I'm glad to be in a place that is set up as an attack on God. With every ounce of every time I do something to make the best of this place, to make this place good, and I'm I'm saying, yay, okay, good, good. This place is wonderful. I'm enjoying myself. There are those tend to fall in this camp. And there's nothing you can do about wanting to enjoy yourself. It's part of built into us, sort of like an extra liver. We must want happiness. You get up in the morning, you want happiness. You want the joy. We crave the peace. This is the realm of craving. This is the world of wanting, of desiring. We desire peace among all else. That's why you do everything you do. Because you want the peace. You want the happiness. And so when you look at something like the course, you say to yourself, well, what do I want? Why would I pick this course up? Why did I pick it up? I was not peaceful. I was feeling unpeaceful at the time. I was searching for something, especially at the time I was sick. I wanted something, miracles, the very word itself, A Course in Miracles. It was more complicated, I realized, when I started reading it, but still, it was the Course in Miracles. You want the peace. This is the realm of wanting peace. And so you look at this course and you approach it that way, and you use it as a measure, and then you approach your life that way, and you use that as a measure. How's the peace? How do I feel? Now you know the feelings are not the absolute answers. Feelings tend to be simply to tell you what you think about what you're looking at. They say what well, this is how I feel. I feel angry about this. Well, then your thoughts are then tells you what you're thinking, but what your judgments are. Usually, what your grievances are, what your resentments are. That's why you're angry. So feelings usually are not still necessarily special insights with your feelings and what the other person's thinking and so forth and so on and so forth. Now, feelings just basically are there to give you insights in the sense that it's a part of you that can see what you're thinking. It tells you it's the emotional readout of your thoughts. Some people might be more of thinking type people, so you might it's your thoughts first. That's just your intellectual readout of your emotions. Go either way. Some people kind of go both ways. That's okay too. So I gave you extroverts and introverts. There's also a thing called ambiverts. People who are both extroverts and introverts. I don't think that's the real thing though. I think it's just sort of like, hey, I'm not sure. But I would kind of be an ambivert because I'm very extroverted. But I can also feel like very introverted at a party. I don't want to be here anymore and I want to be alone in front of the TV. But then I can get a little bit lonely and want to be outside with people, fantasizing about being my friends. So I'm both. The instance is not partial attribute. When you lack confidence in what someone will do, you are attesting to the belief that he is not in his right mind. This is hardly a miracle-based frame of reference. It is also the disastrous effect of denying the power of the miracle. The miracle provides us everything as it is. If nothing but the truth exists, right-minded seeing cannot see anything but perfection. So if you're not seeing Christ in others, if you're not seeing love in others, if you're not seeing reasons to want to help others, if you don't see ways to create the peace that you want, that's your thing. That's on you. If I can't if I look at you and oh man, get the hell out of here. Whenever you're around, I can't. I crave escape. Well, who's that? Who's on that? Who's that? Who's responsible for that? You. It makes no sense. I have to blame the other person. That person just doing what that person's doing. As I've said before, if you have a nice house and a burglar breaks in, who's responsible for that? Well, you are. If you're getting a bit of locks. You can't blame the burglar. He's a burglar. That's what burglars do. You get angry at burglars. There's always going to be burglars. And your house got hit. He eclipsed. You got to figure out a way to make sure burglars can't get in. We live in a world where you have to, what are you going to do? Locks on the doors, locks on the car, alarm systems. This is our world. It's okay though. The world's very nice too. Has a lot of nice things about it also. It's like called the roller coaster world. And the highs and the lows. So again, if nothing but the truth exists, right-minded seeing cannot be anything but see anything by perfection. I have said nothing. I have said that only when God creates or what you create with the same will has any real existence. So that's lesson 14, right? God didn't create it, it's not real. It's not real. If you didn't create it, if God didn't create it and you didn't create it with it, and you didn't the same, if you create it and God didn't create it, it's not there. You have to create it with God. If you and God create it through the same will and have the same idea, then it's real. If you say, God, I want this particular thing so I can share it with others and be helpful to others, and you really mean that, you do whatever you want. Say whatever you want, be with anyone you want. You're the source of love and pleasure. You do whatever you want. Trust yourself. You're coming from trust and love and faith, peace. You're coming from that. Remember, you're guaranteed the peace if you're coming from love and peace. And why? Because it's there already. So if you know you're going to get there, if you're positive, if you're certain you're going to have that peace, then why not have it now? So, I might as well just, I'll have it now. I'll just imagine this with me now. I might as well. It's going to be there, and I'm going to get it. The peace I'm going to get is 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 part of the infinite peace that is. So it is here now, and I know I'm going to get to that place where I know that completely. So I might as well know it now. Why should I wait? I used to walk home sometimes from the bar on West End Avenue, on 114th Street, down to 72nd Street, and then Lex. They walk, Jack. I tell you, it's a long time. And I could do is I said to myself, no, I'm going to get home. I knew that. And so I imagined the feeling of what it was like to get home. That feeling was carrying me home. The feeling of being home on the bed watching Twilight Zone. I used to watch that late at night. I used to be on TV. Twilight Zone, whoever was on TV, relaxing, having a little doggy, put on my doggy. And over and over, and that peace moved me. I knew I was going to hit there, so I might as well just be there now. The miracle perceives everything as is. Nothing but the truth exists. Right-minded seeing cannot. You are afraid of God's will because you have used your own mind, which He created in the likeness of His own, to miscreate. I can understand that. I mean, if people losing the dream, the first thing you do is not like, all right, I'm going to go back in time and meet Jesus. What's the first thing you do? I'm going to fly. I can fly. Yay. The first thing you do is all sorts of fun things. Whereas all the things you can't do down here. When you grow up and you get free from your parents for the first time, what's the first thing you do? Freedom. I can eat anything I want now. Junk food. I can have all the junk food I want. Yay. And you get bored finally. All right, now I'll go back in time in this dream now I'm having. And I'll go meet Jesus. And here, if nothing, he says right here, if you are afraid of God's will, if you use your own mind, which He created in the likeness of His own, to miscreate. We use the power, right? We say, hang with it. I want this power to do what I want to do with it. This is fun. Woo! The mind can miscreate only when it believes it's not free. An imprisoned mind is not free because it's possessed or held back by itself. So we felt trapped. And it wasn't just a matter of having a good time. It was like we felt like little kids, how they feel. A little kid, how they feel. When you guys, I want to go play. I want to get out of here. I want to do. I don't want to be here. I want to do something else. I want to be somewhere else. I want to be anywhere but here. I don't want to be under your control. I want to control things. I want to be the controller. I want to play. I want to be in charge. I want to be in charge. I want to be in charge. And then so, they pretend they're in charge. To be one is to be one mind or will. When the will of the sonship and the Father are one, their perfect accord is heaven. Let's see if I can. Okay. Nothing can prevail against the Son of God who commands his spirit in the hand of the Father. By doing this, the mind awakens from its sleep and remembers its Creator. All sense of separation disappears. The Son of God is part of the Holy Trinity. The Trinity itself is one. There is no confusion within its levels, because they have one mind and one will. The single purpose creates perfect integration and establishes the peace of God. Yet the vision can be perceived only by the truly innocent. Truly innocent, to me, is not an ounce of guilt. How is that possible? We've all done something that we feel guilty about. But you clean yourself out completely of the idea that we're guilty of anything. The worst thing you did, not guilty. You're wrong if you think that you're guilty. A wonderful quote in the Bible, in Job. When Job is complaining about how miserable he is, he's not giving up on God, of course, but he's complaining. And he said, at one point he says, how can I be right if God says I'm wrong? Right here, God says you're wrong. Because ours is too good. Oh yeah, yeah. The vision can be received only by the truly innocent. The whole point of Christianity was to make people understand they're innocent. Yeah, he was supposed to get rid of all your sins. He was here to destroy sin completely. No one lives like that. Everyone lives like the sin still exists. But the idea that there's no more sin, there's no more devil, there's nothing. They're all dead. He destroyed everything. And for us, he revealed to us the truth of who we really are and what we really are. By beating them on death and enabling himself to be a part of our story. Enabling himself to be a part of our story and taking over our story and becoming the spiritual ego on our story. I'll be your ego. I'll be in charge of you. I'll take over your movement, take over your body, and I'll run the show for you. And you know what? Wayne, you get credit for it. I'm not trying to get credit for nothing. I want to just navigate you out of here. I'll navigate you through here. And yes, you're gonna have fun. Just don't forget me. Secretly, I want to make sure that I'm leading the way. If you want to make it known to others, you can. It's up to you. And remember one thing: I've got your back. I'm your defense attorney. I've always got your back. Always, always, always. Mm. Most of the text. I hope that was helpful. Hope today was helpful for everybody. Um, just miracles everywhere, and I'm back tomorrow. I think tomorrow is Tuesday, so I'm back tomorrow at 11:30, 12:30, 12:30 Eastern, I think. If not, I will be told before I leave with them. It's 12:30 Eastern. Members everywhere, ACIM gathered us at US. Thank you so much, everyone, for stopping in here. And on the radio, thank you very much. Remember Wayne still. Blessings and peace.